Hey Bridie, my name is Dorothy and you are welcome or welcome back to the Complete Bride. Today we're going to be talking about the gorgeous goons or the ride or die babes or the bridal squad, the delectable, the honorable, the amiable bridesmaids. So, bridesmaids actually have a very interesting origin story. Okay, so like in the medieval times, like in Rome, ancient China, sub-Saharan, pretty much everywhere in the world, weddings were like political alliances, right? And bride kidnappings used to be a thing. So, for example, say a clan is getting a bride married or something, someone from a rival clan would come and kidnap the bride. And then when the bride is kidnapped, she'll be raped and like forced into another marriage so that the original marriage would not happen. So one of the ways families would prevent this would be to have like a group of women all dressed identically like the bride, so that if anybody's trying to like kidnap them, they won't know who is exactly the bride. They'll just see like a bunch of women dressed in white, and then it would hopefully confuse them. So another reason they would also have bridesmaids there was to also confuse evil spirits. So same idea. Evil spirits may come to harm the bride, but then bridesmaids, at least 10 of them would be there so that the evil spirits will not know who is who. I don't know this kind of evil spirits that they used to get confused, but that was essentially the reason why bridesmaids became a thing. And then also their bouquets, they would also put like plants like sage to ward off evil spirits and protect the bride from anything happening on her big day. So bridesmaids were really there as protection, pretty much. A lot has happened since then, thankfully, because I don't know if they had called me to come and do bridesmaid knowing that they can kidnap me or me, I don't know. I don't know, Sha. But we thank God that at least now we don't have to deal with all of that. Now, being a bridesmaid is more about, sharing in your friend's big day and being a support system for your friend. So, who are bridesmaids, or what are bridesmaids, and what are their responsibilities, and why do you even need them at a wedding? Let's get into it. Being a bridesmaid isn't all fun and vibes, okay? They have real responsibilities. A bridesmaid's job really is to serve the bride and wait on the bride for anything that she needs help with. Your bridesmaids will help with dress fittings, with planning some events like the bridal shower, maybe a bachelorette party. And they will also be like a support system for when things get overwhelming. There will definitely be times when things will get overwhelming, like there's no doubt about it. On the wedding day itself, bridesmaids help with helping the bride to get ready. Sometimes they manage the guests or they settle minor disputes that may occur on that day. They coordinate souvenirs or even asoebi. Ultimately, all these things, a bridesmaid should be a friend that you can rely on, that you can count on, and someone who can roll with the punches whatever happens that day. It is a very selfless role because the focus is not on the bridesmaid herself, but it's really on the bride. How do you pick your bridesmaid? Being a bridesmaid is a very selfless role because it means you're not putting the focus on yourself. Your attention, everything is on the bride. Bridesmaids, share you are hearing, no, it's not about you. That's not the day you say, I'm vexing because my makeup is not nice. Or how can the bride be talking to me like this? Not that day. Like, find another day. That particular day, you have to just swallow it. Don't get offended, don't get upset, because the expectations that the bride has for that day is much higher than any expectation you could have for that day. So please be selfless that day and make sure that your bride has a fantastic time, because that's your job. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like you have to have official bridesmaids that will wear matching outfits and have the same hairdo. You don't have to do all of that. Like, the whole point is just that you have friends that day who you can delegate certain tasks to make sure that you're not stressed, you're not, tired, or all of that. At the end of the day, beyond all the looks and the vibes, your bridesmaids should really be close friends, and your close friends will always help you to the best of their ability. They could be colleagues, they could be friends, they could even be family members that you're close to. Just make sure that the people that you choose get along really well with anybody. And they're also like good at handling pressure. They don't get offended easily, because in weddings, the opportunity to vex is very plenty. So it's also a good idea to have a close family member as part of your bridal train, because they would be able to identify other family members and people that are important in a way that some friends might just not be able to. So once you've decided on who's going to make the cut, you need to let them know. All right, so you can let your chosen bridesmaid know either with a cute note or with a gift box that has like little items like a champagne flute or a small bottle of wine or a notebook. You can even just go the old school way and just tell them, babe, will you be my bridesmaid? And just straight to the point. But regardless, it's always a nice touch to specifically ask the person that you want to be your bridesmaid to be your bridesmaid. So you've chosen your bridesmaids and you've asked them to be your bridesmaids, and hopefully they all said yes. All right, now next part, money. Traditionally, the bridesmaids pay for every expense that is associated with them being bridesmaids. So for example, the outfits they're going to wear, their ashwabi, their transportation, their accommodation, their makeup, their hair, everything. They're traditionally meant to pay for that. Apart from all these expenses, they're also expected to contribute to a bridal shower for the bride and also a gift for the bride from the bridesmaids. Okay, so it can get pretty expensive. So honestly, as a bridesmaid, if you know that you can't afford the expense of being a bridesmaid, I think you should just let your friend know. Like, it doesn't make sense to go into debt or borrow money to be someone's bridesmaid, especially if you're not so close. And I believe if you guys are really friends, they should be able to understand. So please don't go into debt trying to be someone's bridesmaid, because honestly, as of today in 2025, it can cost anything from 100 to 500k and even more, because by the time you talk about costs of outfits, hair, makeup, and sometimes the wedding is in a different location than you are. So you have to account for all of that. So just make sure that you can afford it, it's worth it for you, and you take account of all of that. However, sometimes the bride and the groom can decide to subsidize some of those costs. Like for example, accommodation. They may decide to rent a place for all the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, and reduce the cost of their ashwabi, things like that. But regardless, just make sure as the bride, when you do decide on who is your bridesmaid, you communicate what exactly they're going to be expected to do so that they can plan accordingly. It's understandable, you can't choose everyone to be on your train, but just have a conversation about it and acknowledge their feelings, because some people might not even talk about it, but you as a friend should be able to tell if they're hurt or not. And one way you can manage their feelings is to give them another role in the wedding. So for example, they may be asked to read the Bible reading, or they may be asked to do like a special thing, or to handle a particular portion of the ceremony. Just little things like that can help them still feel important, even if they're not part of your bridesmaids. Okay? Bridesmaids add a lot of color and spice to weddings, and it's always a great idea to have them. Remember, like I said, you don't have to have bridesmaids at your wedding. For me, example, I didn't have any bridesmaids, but I still had my friends around. Okay, so the most important thing is for you to have the right people, your close friends, that will be there to support you and celebrate you on your big day. Wedding planning can be overwhelming, but with the right people at your side, you'll definitely enjoy it. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till next time, happy planning!